can experience the beauty of these kinds of text. Here's a Chinese example from one of the documents we digitized last year. Try to keep the same beauty. In digital registration, if you get the wrong character, you can go back and change it. If you get the wrong stroke, you haven't damaged the original text. Okay, so we've done flattening, we've done registration, which is also useful for text transformation. Now I want to talk briefly, and this is the end, about users and how do they want to experience these digital restorations. Okay, two extremes. Personal, I'm going to look at it on my iPad, or as a group in a big venue like the opera. We're going to look at something together. And I'll try to do it quickly. Are we okay? Dr. Steele started these are what they call federated or tiled display systems, mini projectors. Notice they're casually aligned, but you can make them work together as a single display, and in this one it actually moves as the user moves in the environment. So he did this work when he was on sabbatical at the University of North Carolina. The user's wearing an infrared tracking hat. So he's been working on this for these kind of display topics for a while. And here you can see he's done one, 80 projectors, 25 feet tall, 25 feet wide. You can say it's mobile. I mean, what does mobile mean? Mobile on my cell phone, but this is mobile. It just takes a lot longer to carry around and to put together. So what's interesting about these big displays is you have an incredible number of pixels. Right? Every single projector has at least VGA number of pixels, and you're going to multiply that by, in this case, 80. They're also incredibly bright because you have the brightness of, instead of one projector, you have the brightness of 80 projectors. I know you want to see that finished, but I think I'm going to go on. Okay. Another example, 4 projectors. The different variations. It can be a touch screen. So this is how it works. Here you have 3 projectors casually aligned. The wall isn't even flat, but you make them work together as a single display. If something changes, there's a camera that notices the change, recalibrates the projectors, and once again makes them look as a single display. In this case, they tipped one of the projectors sideways. And we're back to the unified display system. So this is a lot related to the registration. Somehow you have to warp and align these images when you have 6 projectors working together. Notice this doesn't look right. They're overlapping, they're not aligned. So we have to align them, geometrically align them, like we did the text in the registration. Okay, so this is better. The image is aligned, but you notice wherever there's 2 projectors overlapping each other, there's twice as much brightness. So you have to do what is called photometric alignment. You have to make the light align as well. And here you have both geometric and photometric alignment. So recently they used this in an opera venue for the Lexington Opera, the production of Porgy and the Bess, the Gershwin opera, and then they moved it, the display, to the Atlanta Opera Company, where they also did the production. So here you have, there's 2 big displays, and they use it for the scenery in the opera. Here they're aligning to speed up. They're calibrating the 36 projector display. The one on the left is a 16 projector display. You can imagine this here it's being used in an opera for scenery. It could be used in other venues, in a museum for displaying digital restorations, for example. Okay, so once they're calibrated, they should act as a single image display. And those are people, the shadows walking in the front. You can also display motion on these. It's not just static images. In fact, for the opera, so here's another view. This is shadows the size of a person there standing in front. They had one scene in Porgy and Bess where it's a hurricane, and they got actual high-definition footage of a hurricane from the Weather Channel and displayed it on these, plus they added the lightning and the sound of the thunder. It was very impressive. Okay, so now, here you can see the set. There's the two big displays from the back of the theater. There's some static scenery as well in front. And this is actually all controlled wirelessly from an iPad. To change the scene, to fade the lights, to fade a new image in, it's all controlled on cue during the play from an iPad. So now we want to get more personal with our applications. And this is an application that allows us to look at the registered images. And I have it on my iPad if you want to look at it later. You can drill down through the scrolls or through the Dead Sea Scrolls and see the images through time that are registered. There's also one, I'm going to skip to the next one. They've made an app for the text transformation. So you just, this little bar, you can sweep and you'll see the original text, you sweep and you see the aesthetically faithful translation. You'll switch to the Latin, Christian. Sweep between the English and Latin, but retaining the beauty of the document. So there we have it, digital acquisition. Once you have that, you can do a lot, manipulate, innovate. You see a full-length 1-hour documentary about imaging the Iliad in Venice at the website. We'd like to thank all these people, and especially Duncan Clark. Thank you.